Hello, my name is John Deeks and welcome to the Community Clubs Victoria podcast, and we're travelling down to the beautiful Frankston area and the Frankston RSL. Alongside me is Andrew Lloyd, the CEO of CCV, and before we introduce our guest Brett Rowlands, welcome back to the Frankston RSL. Andrew, when was the last time you were here?
20 years ago, so there's enormous change in Frankston, but also this wonderful venue.
Why were you here 20 years ago?
Look, my parents had a wedding reception centre in Frankston, and when I was doing hospitality, I worked for more weddings than I'd like to count.
This is an unbelievable venue.
Walking through the facilities today and talking with Brett, the club's care that goes into thinking about their community, the veterans, but also the staff. The staff are the integral part of delivering services, and it's really great to see what's occurred here with the development.
Brett Rowlands, who's the general manager, would you say that?
Yes, general manager of the Frankston RSL. I've been here for just over 2.5 years.
And was the last time we met at the beautiful awards ceremony at the RACV Club, where you received a very worthy award.
Yeah, we were very proud to receive the Social Wellbeing Award for Metro, something we hold in very high regard for our staff.
Let's get back to the history of this fabulous club.
Club's 106 years old. We've been in operation in a couple of different sites within Frankston. We moved up here in the mid-60s, and the club had a major redevelopment in 2020.
As I was walking through the door, it looks like a destination venue.
That's certainly what we aim to do, John. We want to be the premier venue in Frankston. We want to make sure that we have plenty of offerings for all of our customers, all of our veterans, and be able to be, a destination venue for people in the area.
Brett, BSP in Architecture assisted you with the redevelopment, the master plan at this wonderful venue. I know you've visited lots of venues around Australia, but also internationally. Can you just talk to us about what the vision is for the club going forward?
My ideal is to have a venue that gives everybody a reason to come to Frankston. We really want to be, that destination venue is something we keep harping back to, whether it's food, entertainment, beverage, sports. We hope to offer everything to everybody. We have a large footprint and a large modern facility, and we are able to give many different segments of the community an offer so that they can come and dine with us.
What do you do to enhance the RSL member experience here at Frankston?
We are an RSL first and foremost, and so our prime objective is to look after veterans. The commercial side of what we do sits side by side with our vision to do that. We try to use the hospitality offering to ensure that we can create the funds to provide assistance to veterans.
Brett, the facilities in clubs today is very different to many years ago. I've been to some venues that are a bit of a time capsule. You've got a wonderful master plan, a great vision of what you want to develop and deliver, not just for the veteran community, but the actual greater community of this region. What's the key things that when people come in there, they seem to really warm to and keep talking about?
Our major redevelopment in 2020 focused on the cafe area, which has really become a signature point of the entire venue. We would produce somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 meals a week.
Wow.
On average. Over Christmas time, that'll get up over 6,000 meals. So our food offer is obviously a key component of what we do. We have a large sports bar with a 6-metre screen. We need to have the offerings to get people coming out to see it. So we have to make sure that we are providing the best hospitality experience we can.
You were telling me that the hardest thing and the most important thing is to get people in the door first, then you are in control of the experience they have after that.
Absolutely. All within our homes, we have fantastic TVs. We have the Master Chef experience where we all think we can cook, as well as qualified chefs. We can Uber eat anything. We need to have a reason within our venues for people to actually get up off the couch and come in and have a hospitality experience. Once they come through the front doors, I'm confident that we can provide an experience that will make them come back.
Brett, for people in this industry, we can see and respect what you've done with your team. Walking through the venue today, just seeing the staff interaction, people clearly love coming to work. They love working here. That's really important. We find in the industry at the moment that TAFE isn't providing really good vocational training courses that are linked in with academic. So from the time that you've been here, talk to us about what you've done to do with your staff development and the customer experience we talked about earlier, charting the customer experience, understanding. I know you're operationally very good as well. You'll be on the floor. You're there. You're the eyes and the ears of the management team, which is very important as well.
As far as staff goes, that horrible C word that we experienced a few years ago really did rip up the rule book and change everything. I think every hospitality venue went through challenging staff numbers over the last couple of years. Thankfully, we've been fairly stable this calendar year, but it's taken a long time to get there. So we've made lots of decisions in terms of how we manage our staff, what we offer in terms of not just coming to work, but how we manage issues when they arrive. We have mental health first aid officers as part of our trained staff now. We employed a people and culture manager almost 2 years ago now because we have a staff of around 120 people here. That's a lot of people, that's a lot of issues to manage. And we set a bar and we have an expectation and we look after our staff. We understand that it is a lot more difficult to bring in and train new staff than it is to keep the good ones here and look after our members. And that really does tie in with the member experience. There is an absolute beauty of walking into a club and having someone behind the bar say, "G'day, John," and they know what your order is before you get up there. That familiarity.
It makes people feel like family.
It's what a club is.
Yeah.
If I want to walk into somewhere and be anonymous, I'll go to a pub.
Yeah.
If I want to walk into somewhere where
Everybody knows your name. Cheers.
It's Cheers. Yeah, the Cheers is a great example. One of the easiest things we do, and I'll let you in on a little behind the curtain secret here, whenever the member swipes their card at the till, their name comes up on the till. And our staff are instructed to say, "G'day, John, thanks for that," so that interaction feels very personal. And although you don't know the bartender's name unless you look at the name badge, they know yours and you feel that sense of belonging. And to me, that's what creates a club.
Look, that's a great initiative and something that's, I think, distinguishes clubs from other types of venues. So it's brilliant. I love to see that. And I can see just the staff's engagement and their care for the members is just there.
I now know why the bar people at the Sandringham Yacht Club always say, "Thanks, John." I think, isn't that lovely? They know who I am. But now I know.
Not every club invests in good tech. I think this club has got some exceptionally good systems in place and invests in things that provide dividends in the long term.
Technology is an easy buy-in, but we are also dealing with a demographic that isn't necessarily as engaged with technology as someone myself is. You know, our average age of our member is between 60 and 65. So we don't do TikTok. We don't do Snapchat. I don't see value in that. Technology that we can use is using Facebook to communicate because that's the best medium for our demographic.
Hello.
Isn't it? It's amazing that I don't use Facebook. I don't know other people younger than me that use Facebook, but the oldies seem to love it, which is great.
Watch it. Yeah. I don't know.
But technology to improve the customer experience.
I noticed when we came in, you've got some fantastic video walls.
Yeah, so our memorabilia display is something that we are very proud of. Memorabilia in RSLs can sometimes be overwhelming. I'm very proud of what we offer here, and we have a fantastic memorabilia team who update the displays for everybody 3 or 4 times a year. At the moment, we have a fantastic display about women during war service. And during the Anzac Appeal, we had a historical display of all of the Anzac badges that have been available over the last 100 years.
Second World War, Vietnam and to Afghanistan and all the other places that our Australian service people have been working in and fighting in, are they all welcome?
Everybody's welcome at the RSL. Our mission at the Frankston RSL is to support the welfare of veterans and their families, to promote pride, respect and belonging within the veteran and broader community by maintaining a welcoming atmosphere and providing outstanding hospitality and entertainment. Everybody is welcome at the Frankston RSL, and it is our aim to deliver and be that destination venue for the community.
I'll just add to that. This venue really demonstrates that having wonderful facilities, a welcoming environment, function rooms to hold different groups that want to get together, initiatives of having morning coffee groups, people to socialise, come together, links in with the veteran support services is wonderful. We know that people can sometimes feel a bit isolated. Personally know some ex-Air Force people that have served that love to come to clubs like this because they enjoy that family environment but then get to have the option to talk to other service personnel. And then that sometimes can be the key to connecting them. So I think that holistic view is fantastic, and clubs like this one being a hub for the veterans in the community is what community clubs and RSLs are all about.
Do you have any incidences of this club supporting members and others?
The one that jumps to mind is we run a coffee morning for veterans 2 times a week on a Wednesday and a Friday morning. We had an attendee come in a little while ago now, and he had just recently been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. His wife brought him to one morning, and then he came in the next week to the following week. Then the following week he came in to the 2 times. And then he went to we have a great relationship with the local naval club. They do a coffee club on a Tuesday morning. He went to that. His diagnosis was rescinded by the doctors after spending time in the RSL and at the naval club by connecting with other veterans. He needed connection, and it makes me immensely proud that we were able to, in part, help facilitate that.
And Brett, I think your veteran support officers do a great job explaining what's available, because I know older people, even people my mum's age, they just find it overwhelming to understand. You've got aged care packages, you've got NDIS, you've got some council packages that are now being privatised. So poor older demographic, they need help and support, because even looking at this sort of sector, sometimes even I think, my goodness, you need to do a TAFE course to understand what's available, how to access it, what you do, who do you talk to.
And Brett, you were talking earlier before we started our recording that you see your role as a conduit to other services that are available.
Absolutely. I think the RSL can be that conduit for many older members, but especially the veteran community. We don't necessarily have the skills and experience in all areas where people require assistance. What we do have, though, is a full-time and a part-time wellbeing officer who can provide that guidance and assistance to veterans in the areas that they need it. That may be assistance with finance, that may be assistance with mental health, social isolation. There is a raft of services that we can help plug people into to get the help that they need. One of the things that we're really proud of here is our community support program. We have a budget of over $200,000 every year that we give to sporting and not-for-profit organisations. We give to those who are deserving in the Frankston area. So sporting clubs get around half of the amount, and then the other half go for not-for-profit entities who are doing great work in Frankston.
I see we're setting up for about 210 folks from the local football club as we were walking around this morning.
Yeah, presentation season for the football club. So they have their large gala dinner tonight at the club, and part of the sponsorship package that we do, they come and have their functions with us here, and that's a great win for both sides. They're able to have a nice modern venue to hold their events, and commercially, obviously, it helps for us as well.
I think one of the good things from CCV forums is managers and club leaders to be able to talk, get together and share ideas. And to your point about, clubs are very different to do with their size and their financial capacity, etc. But it's great to share ideas and to see what's working, what's really being beneficial, and to share that across the CCV family of clubs. So that's part of having an association where members get together and support each other and assist like a club.
And you were saying, Brett, you go to the conferences every year and meet other like-minded people who are in the industry as well. What do you learn from that?
I head up to Sydney and Brisbane nearly every year. It is such a different market north of the border, partly because our gaming was controlled by the duopoly up until 2012, but also the ability for those clubs of a larger size, and they provide aspirational points for us to try and achieve. Some of the larger clubs in Sydney, when we go and do our venue tours, we get taken around. And whilst we can't compete on size with them because they are multi-million dollar offerings, we can take the good ideas and try and cherry pick the best ideas from everybody else to make our club the best it can be. I often say to my team, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Let's just make it the best wheel in the area.
Brett, tell me about some of the initiatives that the club is doing outside of the normal activities you would find inside an RSL.
We touched on the Veterans Coffee mornings earlier. We also do fitness classes for local members of the community, a nominal fee where they can come in twice a week and have some fitness classes with a local gym instructor. Right. Obviously, the special days of the year for us as an RSL, Anzac Day, Remembrance Day, Vietnam Veterans Day. RSL Rewards, which is a statewide program for all of the RSLs. They do big $20,000 draws, which for the whole state engages everyone to come down to the RSL on a Wednesday or a Thursday night, whenever it happens, for a chance to walk away with $20,000 cash.
They say that success breeds from the top, and you can see why Brett has got this place running like a top.
And that's right. Then that's why the club's received some great awards and recognition recently. And I'd just say to our audience, when you're coming down the peninsula, come off the freeway early and come and visit a club like this. Get involved and understand what that can do with benefiting your health, your fitness, your mental well-being.
And have a great feed.
Yes, have a great drink, enjoy the company, get involved in activities. That's what clubs are all about, getting involved in those activities. And I always used to like using the example, we want people to park their issues at the front door, to come in and enjoy their sports, their entertainment, their activities with the pursuits of the club. But it's an environment to support people, to help them, and to foster goodwill.
Brett, you and your operations manager are very proactive, being in front of house, not just sitting in your offices doing whatever you do, but you are in fact front and centre so the members can see you.
Absolutely. Friday nights are a big night in a lot of clubs. We have our members' draws, we have meat raffles, and I do the draws. So I'm on the microphone, I'm drawing the numbers.
When's the meat tray? I love the meat tray.
Meat trays tonight. Tickets are on sale from 5 o'clock, John. First Friday of the month is a mega draw, so we give close to $4,000 worth of prizes away on those nights. Right. Every other Friday night, we've got 20 meat trays plus a number of other prizes up for grabs. And I'm the one on the mic doing the draws, doing the members' draws. It's important for me to have that connection with the members.
What kind of feedback do you get from the members? Do they feel they can come up and say, Brett, why aren't we doing so-and-so?
Absolutely. And whilst at times every general manager will tell you how annoying that can be.
But it's feedback.
It is feedback, absolutely. But it's also the eyes and ears for the club when I'm not here, when the senior staff aren't here. The members have a real ownership of the club, and it is ultimately their club. And I want them to have the confidence to come up to me and say, Brett, this is happening. And I'll either say, excellent, I'll do something about it, or thank you, I'll take that on advice.
No, look, it's great to see, and people do notice that. I remember way back when I was a manager, I'd have some people occasionally say, oh, good to see the manager knows how to use the computer system and the till and knows what's going on. But it is important, and people do notice that and recognise that.
You're a man of the people, Andrew. And of course, Brett, an extremely important part of every RSL, not only here in Frankston but around Australia, is the ode.
Absolutely. At 6 p.m. every day, we pause and take a minute to remember our fallen. The entire venue goes dark. Everybody in the venue stands up, faces the west, and pays their respects to those who have served our nation. We value that time, that 30 seconds out of people's very busy lives, to take a moment to reflect on why we're able to live the lives that we do. And to me, that's why we're here. At the end of the day, we have people who have served our nation, and we are here to provide support for them after the fact. And that's what gets me out of bed every morning.
Brett, love your memorabilia, and the one that I really loved looking at today was the Women in Conflict. That I loved it, and I think it's very tastefully done, and it's fantastic.
Well, Andrew, it's only taken you 20 years to get back to the Frankston RSL. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I should be, after looking at the amazing work that the board and management team headed by Brett have achieved for this venue. So I do say that, please, when you're coming down to the peninsula, come off the freeway early and come and visit this fantastic club.
Brett, thank you so much indeed for spending time with us. I know you're a very, very busy man. It's a big complex to run, but we wish you nothing but further success here at the Frankston RSL.
Thank you very much. And a big thanks to CCV for the support and intelligence that they provide to us throughout the club's network in Victoria. It's a difficult job running large venues like this, and having an industry body like CCV to support us is excellent.
Our special guest today has been Brett Rowlands, the General Manager of the Frankston RSL, and the CEO of CCV, Andrew Lloyd. And this is John Deeks saying thank you so much for giving us your time. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and look forward to speaking to you again.